For now, let's talk about this. Hopefully you were able to enjoy some time outside over the weekend with some friends and family. Maybe you had a nice backyard barbecue. I'll tell you one thing, I hope you weren't in charge of bringing the meat, the hamburger patties, the nice cuts of steak, any of it, because right now you may be doing a double take when you look at the prices of meat at the market. That is, if you can even find any. If you haven't heard, there's a shortage of meat here in Idaho and across the country, and it's even causing some restaurants to run out of the product. Some have even had to raise their prices just to keep up with those rising costs. Well, we wanted to know why this is happening. Katya Stepovic talked to some local butchers here in the valley to see what they're experiencing and to ask them why is this happening specifically now.
It's no secret that it seems like all at once, everyone is back in business.
We're in the middle of barbecue season, the first big weekend this last weekend, and all those put pressure on things.
Rene Schoop, owner of Meridian Meat and Sausage, says not only is demand at an all-time high, but production was halted or reduced during the pandemic and is now all of a sudden expected to be in full force.
Pork has been probably one of the worst because during the COVID, the pork market quit and they euthanized a lot of little pigs, so now we're paying for those pigs that aren't here. You know, when you get close to $20 for prime steaks, they're gonna lose some customers there.
Schoop says there's another problem.
They're making a lot of ethanol too, and that's put more pressure on the corn.
And that corn is also used as feed for animals, creating a high demand, limited supply situation that's trickling down to our food.
Corn market has hit records a couple times here the last month and a half or so. Everything, chickens, beef, pork, everything has corn in its ration, and then the trucking thing is another thing. It's putting some of the prices on things. It's been tough getting trucks.
In return, Schoop says he's had to increase the price of most of his meats by 20%, and he's not alone.
Normally a 40-pound box of chicken breast meat or thigh meat would be around $40 to $50. It's up near $100 right now.
Curtis Stark, owner of the Boise Bistro Market, says he's never seen demand and prices for meat so high.
What the suppliers can get is often, half of what they order, so we're kind of, fighting for that, just trying to get into the store faster than everybody else to get what we need. It impacts our bottom line, so we've had to raise our prices anywhere on average about 10% on most things just to counteract what's going on.
Both owners admit that not only are they short-handed when it comes to staffing, but their suppliers are also in dire need of employment.
It just comes down to people, understanding that we're all under a little strain right now, so patience with, any kind of situation.
It'll all come back again. It's just a matter of time.
Now, I reached out to a number of meat suppliers in the area, and Fall Brands in Twin Falls, they tell me the cost of meat just skyrocketing is due to a lack of livestock, a lack of food to feed the livestock, things like wheat and corn. And unfortunately, Joe, we hear it all too much. It's the lack of employment. They just can't find enough employees to keep up with this demand throughout the country.
Yeah, Katya, it'll be certainly interesting to see if this kind of situation self-corrects as we get further and further away from the pandemic, but certainly something all of us will be keeping an eye on at the grocery store. Thank you very much, Katya.